So I think that what I love about this recipe is that the balls come in all different shapes and sizes. Like you can do whatever you want with these balls. And it feels really good in between your two hands. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, it feels excellent.
Who doesn't love the weight of the ball in your hand like that? Hi, I'm Farideh, the Culinary Director of Munchies, and today we're gonna make a classic stuffing that we're then gonna turn into deep fried stuffing balls. Stuffing is probably one of my favorite things, and taking that and then frying it, it's even better. To make a classic stuffing, you can throw in kind of whatever you like. This is a sausage stuffing. You could make this vegetarian as well. We're gonna take, this is like a whole stick's worth of butter. So we're gonna pop that into our pan. I'm gonna turn this up so it's about medium high-ish. And then we're gonna chop 4 ribs of celery. So just kind of dicing them. I feel like a traditional stuffing has your basic ingredients of, usually it's like sage, onion, celery, sausage a lot of times, and then obviously breadcrumbs and all that good stuff. If your mom or you or whoever makes a different stuffing recipe, use that stuffing. You can use whatever stuffing you want for this. So we're just gonna take the onion, nice little rough chop on there, just like that. So our butter is nice and melted. Look at all that golden goodness. We're gonna add our veggies in there, and we're just gonna soften these guys right in it. So that's getting nice and soft. Next up, I'm gonna add, this is about 1 pound of sweet Italian sausage. We're gonna take it out of the casing. You could use any kind of sausage you want, really. Yum, look at that. While you're cooking the sausage, you wanna break it up into smaller pieces in there. Just get in there and go for it. So we're letting this sausage, it's all getting broken up and browned nicely. I'm also gonna add a couple cloves of garlic, so I'm gonna add that in now too. Kind of mixing it all together. Maybe just a couple more minutes with this. I'm gonna stir in some herbs. I've got about 1/4 cup of parsley, roughly chopped. We've also got a tablespoon or 2 of sage. The thing about making stuffing is you wanna use dry bread. You can buy bags of stuffing mix. You can also just buy like plain breadcrumbs from the store like this. You can also make this at home really easily. If you have ends of the bread you don't want, save those. You can use those and you can just leave it out overnight to dry and it'll be nice and stale for the morning. So this is about 8 cups worth of bread, and then we'll put it into there. And then I'm gonna add my sausage into the breadcrumbs. In doing this, the bread is gonna soak it all up. So I'm gonna give this a light toss. Be careful, it is hot. I'm also gonna add in just some plain chicken stock because this is gonna help make it nice and moist. It kind of depends on your bread how much chicken stock you add. My mom always kind of said to me, you want it to be like mushy in there a little bit. You wanna smush it together, like it wants to be able to hold. That's 1.5 cups. I'm gonna add a full 2 cups. So just kind of mush it all together like that. It's still kind of holding together, it's binding. Typically when you make stuffing, nobody puts eggs in their stuffing. But because we're gonna make this eventually into fried stuffing balls, I'm gonna add an egg. It's gonna help bind it all together later. I'm gonna break up that yolk. This is literally the way they teach you in culinary school, I've learned. I never went to culinary school, but that's what they tell me. So just mix it all in there, just like this. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. So this is perfect just like this. Now you have a nice stuffing. What we're gonna do is bake this and then we're gonna let it set and we're gonna make some balls. Put this in there. So I'm gonna spread this into a nice even layer in my baking dish, just like this. We're gonna put this into a 350-degree oven for about 1 hour until it's nice and golden and crispy. So I let this bake for about 1 hour and it's now been cooled for about 4 hours. You can also cool it overnight in the refrigerator if you want, or just use your leftover stuffing. But now it's ready to be formed into stuffing balls. When it's cold like this, it's kind of set a little bit, so you can see it forms balls a little better. It's more pliable. This recipe is developed for us by our kitchen assistant here, Andrew, and he just so happens to be here right now to help out with this recipe. Andrew, come on over. Yes! Okay, so Andrew, what would you serve these with?
You could do like a gravy or a cranberry sauce. The original thought behind this was, the next day you've got a bunch of leftovers. Just throw this together because your stuffing will already be cold from the meal you had the day prior. So you can just kind of roll them up, give them a quick fry, and just a nice little snack the next day.
I love this recipe. You did a great job.
Thank you.
So, what are we doing? How are we breading this?
You're gonna want to just get a bowl with your breadcrumbs. Have that set up and ready to go. And then you're just gonna want to do an egg with either milk or water.
We're gonna go milk on this one. Maybe like a 1/4 cup of milk. Whisk away. I'm gonna give you this. You're gonna be my dry hands on this. I'll be the wet hands, and you're gonna toss them in the breadcrumbs for us.
Just a nice light, even coating. You don't want it too heavy.
Nice looking balls we got here. Am I right? Thank you so much. This is amazing.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we've taken about a neutral oil, like vegetable or canola oil, heated it up to about 350 degrees, and now I'm gonna fry the balls. You can like kind of gently and carefully lower them into the oil. And they're gonna fry until they're golden, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes. So look, these are looking nice and golden and great. I'm gonna pop them over there. As with any kind of deep frying stuff, you always kind of remove these with a slotted spoon onto a paper towel lined plate. All right, these are good. The last of the balls coming out of the oil. There we go. So we're good to go. I'm gonna plate these up and get some sausage ready. So we got our leftover gravy here. And we have our homemade cranberry sauce, which everyone loves. So I'm just gonna mess that up a little bit. We do have a recipe for cranberry sauce on the site, which is really good. This is canned cranberry sauce, obviously. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Sometimes you use canned shit. And got our balls out. Not Thanksgiving without having your balls out. All right, here we go. So I'm a big fan of the gravy. Yep, that's good. Come on, Andrew, get over here. Whew. It's good, right?
Delicious.